Wednesday, my beautiful people. All right, today it's gonna be something epic. You understand me? It is gonna be something epic. Let me see this. Aha. Yeah. All right, so people, it's all about it. It's all about the takeover show right now. It is all about the takeover show. Right now, it is all about the takeover show. When you talk about vibe, you talk about vibe. It's a place to be each and every Wednesday, with your boy DJ 50. Right here, right here, right here. So, my peoples. All right, we're here on Twitch right now. As me say, today is a bag of problem. It's a bag of vibes me I got dash down. You understand me? I me say today, what we are talking about. We are talking about the thing called paternity fraud. Yes. Today we are talking about the thing there called paternity fraud. Alright, so so everybody need to check in. Cool? Alright, that is it. So, big up to the whole Massive and crew right now out there in listening land out here with me. Alright, and it's your boy DJ 50. We are doing the thing and we are doing it different today. Because we have the topic at hand. That big topic at hand today. It is called, then call it paternity fraud. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about things. We're going to hold a bag of vibes. And we're going to have some people on my discussion panel. Today I'll be having some interesting folks today on my discussion panel. And we'll be discussing everything what go on. You understand me I say? So today, as we said today on the Takeover show, we're going to have a big bad discussion. Yeah. We live, people. We live. Come check out the discussion. Yes. So, I want to say first and foremost, big up to everybody out there in listening land. Big up to my peeps in Nassau, Bahamas. Yeah, come check out the discussion. It's all about, paternity fraud. Boy. Yeah, my people. Today, first and foremost, shout out to everybody on Graffitiemsi Live Radio. You know the vibe. It is going to be epic. It's going to be worthwhile. You understand what I say? Yeah, man, more people check in because today it's a bag of problem me I got cause. You get me I say? Today a bag of problem me I got cause. You see, me want to really hear people's point of view on a topic of the sort. You get what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of things happening out there that we're not speaking about. We're not speaking on it. Like people afraid to talk about it. You understand? And I feel that there should be a platform for us to speak on these things and discuss these things that are happening out there. Yeah? That I believe in. So, let me kick things into gear right now. I have a bad song for play to for represent for Wagwan. You understand me I say? Yeah.
Well, hold it! DJ 50! Make them move swifty!
Hear me, I said I'm on a gold spoon I represent for DJ 50,
Yo, a sachet talk, and if I'm a DJ 50 I play, me nah listen.
Any day name there, play 50. Them can't play. As DJ Sparks I represent for DJ 50,
Yeah, man, if you don't say Frisco, they don't know and dancing you DJ 50.
Hey, DJ 50, slamming. I talk to you represent for DJ 50, man.
Yo, DJ 50, rifle it!
DJ 50, Mother Road. Yeah, man, you don't know 50. Top sheller.
I'm also not a man representing for DJ 50 gorillas over them.
All them do I just sit down and listen to what you play and build greater for what you play. I want to them. Them are not DJ. Them just DK.
DJ 50, quick cooks a real fast stone. Last song in the bus, let me do give them a bigger stone. Drop that song there. 50.
Check. And I'm back here.
You're listening to the Takeover Show with DJ 50 on graffitiemsi.
Shall we? Bust the tune and make them get hotter than my hell then. Stein representing. Shall. This is when I gotta big up the Takeover Show, Fully active. Full ref!
Take us to work. Take us on the go. Take us wherever you go. Graffiti MSI Live Radio.
Yes, people. I am here with y'all today. As I say, big up to everybody out there in the listening land where I check in right now. You know the vibe, you know the energy. Today, as I say, I'm going to talk about a hot piece of topic. You understand me? I say, I'm going to talk about a hot piece of topic and I'm going to discuss it. I have some interesting persons who are going to be on the panel. Yes, me I tell you now, it got interesting. Me not lie. So, you can't miss it. You can't afford to miss it. Yeah, but you see before, I'm getting doing a little musical vibe. Yes, Jesus. He's here, Mr. Brooks. Shout out to the whole Nassau Bahamas team. Shout out over there in Bahamas. Right now, as I say, remember to start it off with a little musical energy right now. And
Take us on the go. Take us wherever you go. Graffiti MSI Live Radio.
I'm in your corner, friend. I'm in your corner. Anytime the trouble is on.
I'm in my say.
Corner, friend. I'm in your corner.
You know the time is winding down, so get in talk, people. You know it's gonna be hot.
Cause I'm in your corner. Anytime the trouble is on you. I'm in your corner, friend. I'm in your corner. And I'm never gonna let you down. And if me lose it all and everything slide out, I'm on the big ride, she stand up by the king side. I'm some dog, I want it out on the inside. One call and them still smile, I'm on town, the thing vibe. In your corner like the coach, the ringside, yeah. From we used to know no close, catch no swing my way.
This is how we do.
The road but never switch and say. And if we fight to fight to death, that's the right way, yeah. So when I call him my brother, I mean it. What's thicker than blood? I'm realness, I'm not leaving. Share the food, make we feed together. Defend the time we will bleed together. I'm in your corner, friend. I'm in your corner. Anytime the trouble is on, I'm in your corner, friend. I'm in your corner. When you need someone around, you know I be.
I wanna say Team Bahamas, big up yourself over there.
Your corner.
Hey, shout out to everybody in Bahamas. Hey, Nasa, wanna deal with it. Wanna locked in for the drama?
Special loyal to the grave.
Wanna locked in for the vibe?
I'm gonna change your mind.
It's gonna be a hot discussion.
It's
a topic that has been so taboo. A lot of people are afraid to discuss it. Why?
You kinda like the cold shot and ringside.
We're gonna talk about it over here, though.
Never switch when you get rough, yeah, we survive stand.
Welcome to the Takeover Show.
When me say love your sister, I mean.
Hey, shout out to everybody on graffitiemsi live radio also.
I'm not leaving. Share the food, make we feed together. Defend the time.
Let's go.
Together. I'm in your corner, friend. I'm in your corner. Anytime the trouble is on, I'm in your corner, friend. I'm in your corner. When you need someone around, you know I'll be your friend. Cause I'm in your corner. Yeah, I'm in your corner. I'm in your corner, friend.
Mr. Universe, wagwan.
Yeah, me solid from the start before no food I eat. From a belly have no shoes.
Wanna know if I make people feel good road here? What I do?
From man, I'm on over street. I know the table turn the truth.
I know you're locked in.
Well, I'm dog them there. Remember the crew now we. No girl couldn't sink the ship and money couldn't do it. Now in the globe.
It's gonna be a wonderful discussion, people.
I'm bed up on a plane. Now hell we used to sleep there. Remember the days, and if the house and everything said. Hey, would you stand up by the king's side? I'm in your corner, friend. I'm in your corner. Anytime the trouble is on, I'm in your corner, friend.
Yes, you know the topic at hand today.
When you need someone around, you know what?
Hi, baby. Hi.
I'm in your corner.
Let's say hello to my little one right now on the live. Hi, Maura. Daddy gonna call you back. All right, Daddy's on the live right now. I'll soon call you back, okay? I love you. All right, so come. Yeah, you know, daddy duty never stop, you know. Daddy duty has never stopped. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Welcome, y'all. Welcome. Hey, so big up Alaska. Big up the Antarctica thugs, them, right? It's a Takeover show. And a whole heap of people tune in for your topic, I swear. Check. Trinidad is in the place right now.
You let me finger on it. With me in my pocket, anything my boss fast. Used to wonder why no matter how me happy from me, see them like me son spirit get cross. Stay away me day and year when them a make talk. Them hungry belly friend come sell them for your breakfast. Me figure out them energy I throw my meds off. Them a burn me out when them ends off. Bunchy, me say mankind, unkind, wicked and vicious. Devil was an angel who can reach us. No free get a youth, me somebody.
Welcome everybody to the Takeover show. You know you're here.
Bad mind long time.
If you're on the live, let me know where you're rocking from.
Them say them can't.
Which part of the world you're there?
Boss, Jaja forgive us him no. We kill you for your ambition and your big dreams. Every get a youth for live clean. Mommy for live in a big scheme. Not for one nothing in a life, them just here because you have a big dream.
People, if I'm telling you right now,
dream.
Have a glass of red wine. I'm a Red Bull, you're supposed to know.
Them kill for them ambition. Can you get a boss? A girl go by the man a one Nissan. And them trick him and bring him permission. Then
you know it's gonna be a problem, right?
Tell the transmission. But me say clear like confusion. Them have to keep near them a plan for man. So like we fear so deep.
Let's go.
Hear them, yeah well wicked like leap year. Me say mankind, unkind, wicked and vicious. Devil was an angel who can reach us. No free get a youth, me somebody stitch up when no one nothing. Them kill you through your ambitious. Bad mind long time corrupt and covetous. No saying pun them, say them can't diss us. Shake up the ground when bust. Jaja forgive us him no them.
King Julian, walk one, long time. You know enough for there for the hot topic today, don't.
Even enemies and plastic girl, toxic world. Sometimes I feel like this a true love, but what you would I do love if me never got money? And if it's time for burn, hope you remain the same girl. Every day will not sunny. Missy Jaja swing your blessing my way. I don't want to send them ready to start for act funny. Missy babies having babies, they do them in that ages. The gap is enough toxic world. Every enemies and plastic girl. Looking for love, telling us this world.
Sit here.
Got this, some got this, toxic world.
I want to say big up to everybody locking in right now.
Looking for loyalty, not this world.
I'm going to tell you, say this is going to be a hot topic today.
Some got this,
You do not believe me.
That the mister from Shabandel.
When you see so much people checking, you know,
oh, buddy,
you must know, you know.
follow what we see, just so we end up carry gun too. Find move, the level believe that.
So big up to everybody, welcome y'all to the Takeover Show. You know, today's topic is going to be all about paternity fraud.
Friend that kill, friend that didn't come to.
Yeah, that me I talk about.
Man that the funds do.
Who know what hear about it?
Youths underground.
Them say a problem me I got cause. But I believe that certain things should be discussed. We should have this free space to do it. Done.
You think we got this? Some we got.
We need to talk about it. Done.
Every enemies and plastic girls. Look at.
Yeah, I believe so we talk about it.
Hey, what a look, you think we got this? Some we got this.
When I make the wrong things, I'm supposed to be taboo. Wait, not make no sense.
Far, but show me the walk and chin up, run down, girl. Be a rich man and tell her come back. Can't talk as a talk, she said your love flow far. The road never smooth, girl, we get enough scare. But no one said the world get to war.
I say you're locked in right now. You're locked in, where we say.
It's a toxic world. Every enemies and plastic girl. Looking for love, telling us this world. Hey, what a love, you think we got this? Some we got this,
It's a toxic
world. Every enemies and plastic girls.
Look, that's how I'm the segment.
This world. Hey, what a love, you think we got this? Some we got this,
Take us to work, take us home and go, take us wherever you go. Graffitiemsi Live Radio.
Pull it like when dentists are pulled in. Pull it.
Things are changed, things are gonna change. I'm just like a god, I'm still at the same.
I should I tell you?
Change, man.
Let's say we're gonna talk about what paternity fraud.
Hey, me get that dream last night and the dream tell me things all change. A long time and I suffer and I know things still are the same. But just why I have feared for me. When me touch the road, I pray for me.
Hey, now you're coming up myself on TikTok. Big up my peeps on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Big up to everybody on the radio waves right now.
Yeah, John, I never that to see. Them used to laugh at.
I got 10 minutes more before I go into the discussion, people. So everybody just line up.
Said the fans and
get your favorite drink.
say low badness and sing song, you know.
I check in with my panel, cause my panel have some bad piece of people who are gonna talk some things, I swear.
On King me on the side of him show. Me get that dream last night and the dream tell me things all change.
I have to drop some reality song because there's a lot of things happening out there in reality right now.
But just why
people now speak on it like them afraid.
Daddy pray for me.
But yet they want to see a change.
Focus every day, coming to the end.
I want me tell you, say,
they don't know my story. They just know my song. They don't know how far I'm
hey, big up my peeps in the Antarctica.
They don't know my story.
Alaska people them.
They just know my
big up to my peeps in the Bahamas.
Oh.
All of Nassau, what I do?
No fire.
Hey, Portmore.
Let me know hungry before.
Hey, Boston.
Don't let me know stumble.
New York, New Jersey, what I do?
You're humble for sure.
Florida, what I do? Hey, South Carolina.
Oh, them a go like me born in
from Kingston right back to Mobile.
Sleep on the floor.
We don't play.
Hey,
Connecticut on the soon.
Nothing now going on the post to them switch up.
Hey, Trinidad, me soon, no one not deal with.
Not the place to me bother. Why start me never?
I want to say shout out to Dallas Immigration in the house.
To the party. I feel bring that gun to for sure.
I tell you, it's gonna be something else, you know. It's gonna be a storm around here.
I feel still be young and a toy. It's like mad mind and kill them pussy there. And you need fear and feel the cure.
Yes.
Every time another you guys up, I that bring you down to the floor. Oh, them a go like me not hungry before. Oh, them a go like me not stumble before.
You know what?
You have to make it when you're humble for sure.
Take us wherever you go. Graffitiemsi Live Radio.
Alright, here we go on. You see, because my peeps are requesting it, me not go play no more music right now. I'm going to get into what I'm telling you, so me I go get into right now. Right? So here what me I go do now. Here what me I go. No, some people out there laugh. Like them think a joke. Them think it's a joke discussion, you know. Right. Alright, so here we go on now, man. Me I go do a little magic thing right here, so. And me I go put my people them, my panel group. I go link up my panel group right now. So, you know how it a go. Me I go get in some things right now. Yeah, and you know how it a go. It's about that discussion. It's about that time. Mr. Brooks, good night, good night, good night.
Hello.
Good night.
Hello, hello, hello.
All right, all right. Mr. Brooks is here already. All right, me add my next personnel to the call right now. Because this is one, they say this is one for the books. Right? This is one for the books right now. So I'm getting everybody, all my necessary personnels. Dallas, please, yeah, may I give you a call right now. Answer for me now, please. Yes. Because may I try to get everybody in at the mix right now. You know how it go. Yes. As I said, today's topic, people, as me tell you now, today's topic, it is all about paternity fraud. Yeah, so it's a topic where need to be talked about. Miss Dallas, can you answer the call, please? Yeah, I'm the one calling on the 876 number. Please and thank you. Yes. Yeah, can you answer the call for me, please and thank you. Mr. Brooks, how is things out there in Bahamas, sir? How is things out there, sir?
He's doing great, you know. I can't complain. God is good, eh?
God is good. God is good. But I think, you know, people have been wanting and yearning for this topic so much. You
I
understand?
wonder why the one. And I wonder which of the genders want it more, the men or the women.
I'm trying to figure out is who want it more, you know. You understand me? May I get the people them involved because this needs to be talked about. Yes.
Let me apologize for most of my female fans out there. I put everything I'm about to say is my disclaimer. I apologize. The truth is the truth, you know?
Okay. Hello. We have Miss Dollar House Immigrations in the house. Good night.
Good night, everyone. How are you guys doing?
We are doing wonderful.
Good night.
Mr. Brooks, this is Miss Dallas on the phone right now.
Hi, Mr. Brooks. How are you?
I am doing amazing. I can't complain about anything. God is good.
All right, all the time.
And all the time, God is good.
Amen.
Okay. So, all right. People, this is a topic that has been let's say it has been taboo for a while. And I don't know why a lot of persons are afraid to talk on this specific topic. As Jamaican people that call it jacket. Paternity fraud. If a lot of persons don't understand, it's a descriptive word of when a child is basically claimed to another spouse, which is not the original. What would I put, what would the word be now? Let me try to put it not intelligently. The sperm. That sperm donor or the person who give it their sperm is not given the responsibility of that child, somebody else. Yes, the DNA. Good. Thank you. As I say, people, I not do it prim and proper. I'm going to do it because this is a discussion. I want people to feel comfortable to speak. Yes. You understand me? I want persons to feel comfortable speaking. Now, I saw something the other day as I was discussing with Miss Dallas the other day, Mr. Brooks, with Kirk Franklin. Kirk Franklin recently just found out about his father about after what, 50 odd years? Mm-hmm. Right? And it is said, and it is so sad that his father has been living basically down the road from him all this time. And it was that. Repeat that?
What you call father next door.
Yes, it's,
Or fathering from afar.
but the thing is that the man did not get the opportunity to father Mr. Franklin because basically the mother never tell him about the father or tell of his existence. So somebody else basically get the responsibility to grow him because that man was never told of Kirk Franklin any at all. He never know the existence that he had a child any at all. Now, why I need the point of view of both males and female because I don't want to seem biased when it comes to this topic of paternity fraud. Now, people, this is where honesty comes and it unfolds because a lot of females out there have actually decided that they decide that because they think it's a circumstance why they choose not to give the original father the sibling or give it to a man because maybe this man have more money and them believes that here what them want the child to come up with a gold spoon in their mouth. So because the original daddy still a try, them no feel say him fit for grow the child any at all. We're taking out the circumstances of rape, right? And
Right.
so we're not going to put rape in this situation. Talking about the original situation of paternity fraud where she gives away the child to somebody else because she feel in herself that's her choice to make.
Right.
Now, Mr. Brooks, I would like to hear your point of view on this topic, sir. Go ahead.
Alright, I mean, first of all, good night again, everybody. Good night, everybody. Where you are.
Good night, Mr. Brooks.
Hold on, Mr. Brooks.
Fort
Any
Worth.
other device that you have? Could you mute it for me, please?
Oh, I see. I'm connected to a headset. Let's disconnect your headset. Okay. All right, can you hear me better now?
Yes, I can.
A lot better.
Go ahead.
All right. So first of all, let me take time to big up everybody. In Portmore, in Jamaica, in Nassau, Bahamas, in America, in Antarctica, everywhere you are, big up yourself, wherever you're listening right now. Because I know that the reach of the takeover show is very far, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, first things first, I guess first thing that go to my mind is you have to consider the reason for the paternity fraud.
Yes.
Right, there are a couple of reasons I can think why women end up do this. You know, obviously the first one is the elephant in the room, financial support. Right, a woman sometimes do this because she believes that one man might have the ability to take care of a child better than the next man, and so she decided that look, I'm going to give it to the man who can mind me better, who can take care of us better and take care of himself better, as opposed to being in a situation where it's two broke people struggling through life.
Yes.
There's an avenue of social stigma and shame. Sometimes people are ashamed of who the partner might be, especially in those situations where, somebody from uptown might sleep with a downtown guy and, she have a little uptown boyfriend and she don't really want the shame or everybody knows that she was sleeping with that guy out there. She give it to another guy who is more socially accepted. I mean, we have situations where women even trying to protect the father. For example, the man might be married and, just her revealing that he's a father could just put detriment to his already existing family. You know what I'm saying? In some situations, we have women doing it for the just for the emotional attachment she might have with one man. She might actually wish that this man was the actual father because this is the man she loved, and the other man was just a moment of lust one night in a party. And so she's trying to stay connected to this man that she loves, and she really believes that this might be the situation that's best for her emotionally. So, and you have other cases where a woman might not even know who the father is. As far as she knows, you might be the father. It's a raffle act. She's been with so many men that it's a situation where, she just pick one or the most gullible one works. She probably send a text message to all five of them. And listen to see who have the best response. And the man who get the child was just the one sucker that said, I'm happy. The one out of five that said, boy, baby, I'm so happy to know that you're pregnant. is the one that get the child. The other 4 men lock off them phone and then get away. So, so you find that paternity fraud is sometimes malicious in its intention, and sometimes it is out of desperation. I wouldn't call paternity fraud the situations where it was it was done unaware, where the woman didn't really know that you weren't the father. And there are some of those cases where the woman just never knew. She swear that this one was the father, because you have to understand, cheating on somebody doesn't mean automatically that the person you cheated on with them got you pregnant, and sometimes people didn't even connect it. Probably the guy that she slept with outside the road, he probably used a condom, so she never connect that he could possibly be the father of the child. The condom could have break and she never know. And because she used a condom with the other guy, she's not even thinking of the possibility that this might be the actual father for her children. So I think we have to remove those situations where the woman actually did not know, or probably didn't even have any kind of unction that it's even a possibility. And then and as I said, you had the other ones where they knew, or they knew that there was a possibility, and they opted to just not pursue because they didn't want to know the truth. In whether it's desperation or whether it is malicious, the truth is it's wrong, right? It has a whole heap of effects on people's lives. I mean, just the emotional. I mean, we can look at the emotional distress, the breakdown in trust, the financial burden you put unnecessarily on one person, the legal battles and ramifications after. For example, if somebody even filing for some child that they believe is their child, later on in the future, then we'll come to all these issues. The stigmatization when people find out that the person you've been raising is not yours, and all the public shaming you have to deal with, the emotional well-being of the child that's going to be broken apart because this person you thought all your life was your father is not actually your father. And then some new man will show up in the picture, now you're torn between two people. And so now you're emotionally attached to one, and now you're held hostage by a new one, because the new father, you really can't blame him. He probably never even knows that you existed. So it's not really Fi's fault. You know what I mean? Then you have to look at even the possible health risks, the health factors. Because I might be there thinking that this is my child, and a situation might come in the future where I might need to donate blood, or to give an organ or something, only to find out at that point in time that's not even my child. And then the strain it puts on the relationship with the actual husband, who's not the real father, and the mother. When he finds out, it's like you built up this betrayal and this denial only for it to shatter in front of you, and the person finds out. So it's wrong in all cases. But the question is it justified? Can we understand why they do it?
Okay.
And so my question to the woman on the line is, with everything I've said, let me hear the female perspective about why is it that you guys really, or not, I won't say you, because I'm not saying you do it before, right?
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
But I want to hear from you when you speak to females who've probably done it or are aware of other females.
Right.
How do you think about it? Is it a situation where you guys think, where women think it's not that bad? It's something. It's not a big deal.
So, Mr. Brooks, you did unpack a whole lot a while ago, right? So, just to dissect some of the elements that you have, just to stir up the conversation. So, just to remind everybody, my name is Shanine with the House Real Estate and Immigration, right? So I see a lot of things, I hear a lot of things, and I'm aware of a lot of things, right? Misrepresentation of the paternity and how that affects not only the child's life, but everybody. Everybody is affected. So just to break it down just a little bit, right? To your point, right? The paternity fraud, as you said, Mr. Brooks, and I think Sheldon mentioned it, we're not talking about those instances, when people get raped and stuff like that, right? Fine, we understand, and I think we all understand that part of it. No, when we talk about the paternity fraud, from my perspective, just to break this down a little bit, just to make sure all of us on the same page, the paternity fraud occurs, right, when the woman knowingly and intentionally identifies the man that she knows is not the father of, not the biological parent of the child. You know, we're women, so we know, that's a lot of power that we have, that God give us, right? We birth the child, so we oftentimes we know who is the father, right? Honestly, most of the time we know what the father, unless we are sleeping with multiple men at the same time, and that's where the doubt comes in, right? Where we talk about when women misrepresent or identify which man them want to identify as the father. When them asleep with more, when them knowingly know say, okay, shoot, me know say, this is my man you're saying about me sleep with him, and me know say the one that can't have no pitney or whatever the case might be. They know in those circumstances, right? Unfortunately, and then they know say because this is the one they want to be with, this is the one they envision their life with, and they say, all right, you know what, this person fits my profile or my life very well, and then them say, all right, then him are gonna be the father. Under those circumstances, unfortunately, it's not a crime, right? So it's not something where, at least here in the United States, and I do know in Jamaica, it's not a crime, right? So you can be convicted for it. However, you can be sued for it in court, in civil court. So is it right? No, but I do know, say, back in the day, it used to happen a lot more. It was a lot more prevalent, right? In the 60s, 70s, 50s, even 80s, that, probably 90s, probably not so often now because of technology, right? And we know more. We know more about DNA, right? So to go back to your point, you did unlock a lot of things there, but it depends, as long as it's not intentional, unfortunately, because you did bring up the case, if the gentleman wear a condom and knew, and then you have that series of doubt. No, another thing too, real quick, is the shame associated with it. So that's why some women probably say, you know what, I feel shame, I feel bad, so I don't know what the father. That's another thing too. So because of that stigma, especially if you're from Jamaica and everything, because of that stigma, oh my God, me don't know if John, Harry, Luke, are Mark. So them just say, okay, you know what, at this one, because everybody knows me there with this one. That's the shame. Especially if a young girl, a teenage girl, you see that happen all the time too.
Okay.
My question is this, right? And someone asked it to look with there just now. What do you think should be? Do you think this should? You mentioned something earlier about this not being a crime. A very valid question asked. Do you think, as a female, this is should be something that is punishable by law, considering that it is fraud? You get me? And fraud, by any other nature, the term fraud is punishable by law. So why is it that this fraud is not punishable by law?
That's a very good question. Why? It's because it's such a sensitive. Because how are you going to prove intent? That's what I think. That's where the struggle is. I think the courts will get to that point at some time, but it's going to be very hard for you, for the female, for us to prove intent. How the judge gonna say, well, you intentionally named John when say it was Mark is the father? How are you gonna prove that?
Well, with any
If
fraud,
somebody, right, you have to prove the intent.
Well,
right.
I mean, if you're able to prove intent, reasonable intent, then of course that should be the case, because with any fraud, you have to be able to prove reasonable intent, because that's the same question you have to ask with any fraud case. So in cases where it is provable that there was intent, and this person was, for example, let's say she in a situation where she and the actual father is aware, but the actual father tell her that she don't want no child, so give it to somebody else, and then she gives it to some other unsuspecting man, and it can be proven later on that this man is actually not the father, and someone else was aware of the situation. Do you think that that woman should face legal issues, actual jail time?
No, hold on. Let me intervene, because before she answered, we have to go talk, because, all right, when it comes towards the jail time situation as well, because we've sat down and thank God for social media exposing a lot of these situations.
Right.
And we have seen it back home in the Star, in the Gleaner, whereas I remember the first case outside of growing up in the ghetto, and you hear say, boy, say Tom Jones over there, so Donald down the road, I'm real father, but Jimmy I saw look off time. You understand me? Now, this is where it goes because we have seen the case where as man go court, man go file for Pitney, and the whole five. And that's what me not understand. It reach up to five, not even one, five, six of them. Where this man glorify for years, send them go school and all of that. And then when you hear say, not even three out of the lit. Him not reach number 4 and 5. Not even the first three belong to him. Now there are situations whereas it kind of cause mental damage and it end up whereas the man end up kill the female. As you say, in the court system, and this is not just Jamaica or anywhere in the Caribbean, everywhere in the world, they have not considered to be a law whereas this kind of fraud, as Mr. Brooks is saying, this kind of fraud is not considered a crime. No.
Because it's hard, Sheldon, because it's hard to prove the intent. And I see King Julian 23456. I see your comment, right? But what I'm saying is it's yes, we all know that we can prove it with lovely DNA, easy, ABC 1, 2, 3. Just do a blood test and you get the results. But in terms of arresting and the act being a crime, unfortunately, it's hard to prove that the lady, the female, did so intentionally. And I think that's where the courts probably, I'm sure they're gonna work out them things right now at some point because it's happening more often. I see it in immigration cases, right? When, okay, the child, you're doing a filing, the child, they go to do a blood test. Voila, hey, the child can't come. Why? The child is not the biological ward of the man. And oftentimes the females are in shock. I mean, I'm a female too.
Yeah, but what I consider to be, why is it a shock? As we say, why is it a shock? Because at the end of the day, as we say, we get rid of the circumstances of rape, right? But we have grown to understand and we have seen whereas the parent of the female sometimes make that choice and the female knows inside her heart and knows that that child belongs to the man down the road. Dear.
Sometimes they're not sure, Sheldon. DJ 50. Sometimes they are not sure, and because the stigma associated with a female who we're not sure if Johnny or Bobby is the father, so we don't say anything. I'm not saying it's right. But the stigma in fear, how is the community going to portray this person or people around her? So she don't say anything. But more time, it will come out later down in years when she could have just said, you know what? Let me just go do a DNA test and see.
I mean, first, let me add some statistics. You know that the World Net Daily, right? Their statistics put out internationally suggest that up to 30%, and that is 3 out of every 10 paternity tests come back as false internationally. 3 out of 10 times the woman said, is you is the father, is you is not the father, right?
No, the Maury Show.
Exactly. And that is an incredibly high statistic, because you're looking at millions of people doing paternity tests, and then you're looking at hundreds of thousands of men barely getting away by the skin of their teeth, because we have to consider there are many, many, many other men who don't do a paternity test, right? So we can estimate that probably 3 out of 10 people right now, their daddy is not your real daddy, right? No.
Well, is it so you? Are you sure?
If there are 10 people in this chat room right now, right. I see more than 10 people, right? From I see Alice, Dra, Alnice, Cakewood, Kamika, Commander Root, Jeanette, Katya, King Julian, Lurks. I just call around 10 names, right?
And hold on, wait.
3 of you, your daddy might not be a daddy,
You
right?
are not the father.
Wait.
Mr.
All right.
Brooks.
All right. Let before you get too deep. So peeps, we're as I said, the discussion is far and wide because we're actually streaming on Graffiti MSI Live Radio. And you also have persons who just click on the link are here. So we have more than what we think listening right now. So this topic at hand, people, as I said, paternity fraud. Yeah, we have to talk about it and we have to get into it. Right now we have on the panel Mr. Daniel Brooks from out in Nassau, Bahamas, originally, say a Yardie. And Miss Shanine Dalhouse Immigrations from out of Connecticut. Say a Yardie too. But guess what? We have to have an equivalent point of view on both ends. Let me get to the chat and hear what these persons are saying. All right, King Julian. First he was saying these women pick these men that they don't want just to give the child to the man they want. Women say men are dogs, but who go around mating. He was also mentioning accountability. Miss Jeanette was saying, so a man should get locked up too then for not accepting the child for petty reasons. Just all right. Then this is hold on. No, this is the part.
Jeanette, Dean.
I'm going to address that.
Wait.
I am with Jeanette Dean 100%.
Wait.
I am going to address that.
Hold on, let me finish. Now, there's the part that I was gonna get to also. Just imagine paying child support for 10 years just to find out it wasn't yours. Do the lady pay you back? Does the court tell the woman to pay back the money? All right, Kamika Dixon stated, so truly, especially those older women back in the days, gone next door for a piece of yellow yam, and then they end up with a yellow baby, then boom, to the wrong daddy.
Yes, Kamika.
So,
hey, let me tell you something. If anybody know basketball, you know Steve Nash, right? You know Steve Nash?
Right.
Do you know that Steve Nash's wife actually had a baby? That she cheated on him with one of his teammates on his basketball team, and when he found out, when the baby came, it's because the baby come black, and then the one man that he knew she was cheating on him with did a paternity test and then found out it wasn't his, and it turned out it was another member on the basketball team that was actually sleeping with her, and actually is his baby. So she was cheating on this basketball player with two men on the basketball team he play with. Now, him get away with it because, again, him have money, him can pay for paternity tests and all these things. But look at a situation like that. You have two men on your own team sleeping with your wife, and even them at the reactor to see who's the daddy. Now, someone raised a very good question there just now, King Julian, when he said, so for the men who can't afford paternity tests or don't know about that or are so naive to trust the woman and think, what, my girlfriend would never cheat on me. Loyalty. You get me, I say? And him spend 6, 7, 8, 9 months worth of money. We won't even put it into the 10 years of mining. Right. So if him spend 6, 7, 8, 9 months worth of money upon her, take care of her, a pamper she, make sure she eat the right food, buy baby this, buy baby all that, right? And the baby come out yellow, as according to Kamika, right? Mm-hmm. My question is this. Should she reimburse the man for the money he spent? Should he be able to sue her to be reimbursed for all the money he spent on her and that baby?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because you can sue in civic court, right? So that's where you would take those things up. But, I mean, I'm not talking from a court perspective, no, but just morally, she should give him back his money, in my opinion. Listen, I'm not talking for all the females out there.
Yes, ladies, you hear that?
I am not, but from a moral standpoint, right? If he is not, if it is found out that he is not, right, sir, you are not the father. I might not have it forgiven back, but then I will just know in my heart, say, hey, because it's just like when we expect the man to pay child support and he hasn't been paying for 10 years. And then, listen, the court said, listen, you owe 10 years back child support. They're going to garnish his wage. So it's the reverse. And just being fair, So if it's on the flip side, as King Julian said, taking accountability, and this is an example where us women can take the accountability, and I'm just being fair to say, listen, shoot, I'm gonna make a mistake. Unfortunately, you're not the father. I mean, me work out a payment plan or something. But but at the end of the day, who is hurt in the process? It's the kids usually, especially when they're young. It's tough.
So let me ask you this question. Another question I would ask you, a follow up to that. So, and I'm glad to hear a woman standing strong and being accountable. I love it. Right? So Julian, you're wrong.
Yeah,
Women
but we good at being accountable, Mr. Brooks. No, we are very good at being accountable. Very good, but when it comes on to una man, and really be accountable when you're supposed to, because Mr. Brooks, hold on a second. When una find out, say una at the father, what una do now?
We have a different.
Y'all don't want to pay child support.
Hold on, that's a different question. We can get into that in a second. Let me ask you this question first, right?
Yes.
So if a man finds out that after 10 years of minding a child and taking care of a child, it's not his child, is that man justified to walk away and leave it all?
Yes, he is. But will he emotionally? It's going to be hard, right? But take the emotions out of it, he will be justified. Will people be hurt in the process? Of course. Because in form of bond with that child. You have to probably even do counseling, and unfortunately, that's why sometimes people kill people. True. That's emotional scar.
So you agree? So you think that he's justified to walk away and leave it all? So what about the child? Because I am minded to agree from the man's perspective that now that I find out that this is not my child, I should no longer have to carry on this responsibility. But the question that falls upon men at that point in time is, who will suffer from this and who is the guilty party? Because the guilty party is the mother, the child is not the guilty party. And this child who I built a bond with emotionally, I'm now going to hurt. So you see what happened there? So this is one of the hurts of this kind of fraud. It puts the man into emotional it creates an emotional hostage situation for the men, because now we're trapped in this prison where if we do, we don't, and if we don't, we do. Either way we go, we're going to be hurting people. We're either still going to hurt ourselves, so we're going to still going to hurt ourselves, or we're going to hurt somebody else. You get me? And that is what men, and I guess that is a part of the responsibility of men in the society we live, that we have to end up always being the strong one and bearing the hurt while everybody else, everybody else gets what they want. We have to sit down and struggle and do the suffering, because that is what it means to be a man. And that's one of the things that these feminists that want to run and jump and talk about equality don't understand. What it really means to be a man is that you have to always take the burden at the end of the day. And everybody walks away smiling, and you as like I said to people all the time, a woman will be at a bus stop and people, more often than not, women get things just because they're women. A man buys you something just because you're female and you're beautiful. That doesn't happen to men. Men always have to work for it. We typically have to bear the burden.
Yes.
And this is one of those situations again where men get, no matter what happened in the situation, we get hit with a burden. We deal with the burden of either hurting a child or hurting ourselves. We don't escape this unhurt. And that's why it's such a vile thing.
It is, and it causes people to act irrational when those things come out, and some people get hurt physically, right? Some people meet their doom. We all know about it. We all have heard about it growing up, right? There are also instances when the father find out, and let's say the child is like 17, 18, and the father would say, you know what, I don't care what anybody say, this is my daughter or son, and I don't care what any DNA say, because it's hard to break that bond. If you know that this child, say, okay, this, you are under the pretense that this is your child for 18, 19 years, and then all of a sudden, boom, somebody dropped the bomb. It's hard to break that bond, and in those situations, it's very hard for the man in that situation to even walk away. They probably not gonna walk away because you have a heart. You're emotionally tied to this child. But
True.
can they do they will they be at fault in walking away? No. But would they be able to do that emotionally? No. It's not easy.
So we have somebody else on the panel also. Raman, good night, Raman.
Good night to everyone. How is everyone
Hi
doing?
Raman, what's up?
So
What's up, Robert?
So, Raman, as you can see, you know what the topic at hand is. And we've been having a wonderful discussion. And these discussions need the intricate knowledge of these intellectual people who understand and will be fair notion to decisions on both ends. So, Raman, what is your feedback before we get into the full detail? We have
One quick question. Is this Raman from Portmore?
Yes, it is.
Make up yourself, Raman. You still take care of the jacket then? See? Just play. That's right. The put for the record, Raman has no jacket, people.
Well, who knows? Who knows?
Unless
3 and
you
10.
accept the ones you were. Yeah, 3 out of 10, you never know.
So, Raman, let us hear your take on this topic right now.
The topic in itself is in regards to paternity fraud.
Yes.
All right, so that's a very touchy topic in itself because.
All right, get a little bit closer to your microphone, bro.
All right, you hearing me a lot better? You guys are hearing me a lot better?
Yes.
Oh
Sir.
yes, oh yes.
All right, so that's a very touchy topic in itself because, as you know, for Jamaica, for the most part, it's only been since the other day that they have stated that men or persons in general should actually do any form of test to see whether or not they are the fathers before leaving the hospital.
Hold on, Raman. Wait, Raman, I want to hear you loud and clear. Get back to the front of that microphone, because you drift off.
All
we
right,
want to
so
hear you now. Talk again.
What I was saying is that the topic in itself is a very touchy one, right? It's just the other day that the courts had stated that men should be able to do some type of paternity DNA test before leaving the hospital to see whether or not they are actually the fathers of said kids. Because a lot of the times, as I heard someone before said, that you develop a bond with a child over a period of years, and then to find out that that child is not yours, that is heart wrenching. That can do certain things psychologically to you that you wouldn't even imagine, because you've been spending money and taking care of this child for so long, only to find out that you're not the father.
The sneezer, please mute your microphone, please. Yes.
Well, you weren't hearing me?
No, somebody.
My bad.
Oh, let's mute your microphone for a bit, Miss Dallas. Okay, go ahead, Raman. Hold on, Miss Seckles. Seckles, good night.
Good night, everybody. Sorry about that.
Okay. All right. So, all right, go ahead again, Raman, as we're discussing this term, paternity fraud. Let's go. Sorry about this.
All right, that's okay. Are you guys hearing me a lot better right now?
Yes.
All right. So what I was saying is that the topic in itself is a very touchy one because it's kind of heart wrenching for a man to not only take care of a child for, let's say, 2 to 3 years, only to find out after that period of time that that child is not yours. You've not only invested financially, you've invested emotionally as well. So learning that in itself, that child is not yours, can break you mentally and cause you to do certain things that you wouldn't even imagine that you would do as a sane and sensible person. And I think it's only the other day that some courts had put in place where you have to do some form of DNA test before you leave the hospital to see whether or not you're actually the father. Because a lot of times women do know that you're not the father, but because they say that you're probably a better suited candidate than the person that they had a one night stand with, or the person that they were sleeping with before, they say, all right, you go hold a jacket.
Okay. Seckles, are you there? Seckles, unmute your microphone.
Hey, I'm here. What's up?
All right. So, hey, people, big up Seckles inside the building. We have Seckles on the live.
Hi, Seckles.
So, people, before I get Seckles to have this quick discussion with us, She is an upcoming dancehall artist. You have heard me play her tracks many times on the show. But what has kicked the bucket to send it up a notch? She is actually one of the persons who will click my mind to say, you know what, we need to discuss this topic.
Black, the boy black out that fi make a Chinese. Them a no Spencer steal, but them a send Jackie go over man yard. Paternity fraud, paternity fraud. Get the youth to the wrong dad, me no know she no shame like that. Paternity, the father not no certainty. Gotta go beat them for eternity. Stop confuse the youth, them a give them two father. Remember you have a thing named karma. We say natural order. Violate that you have to talk to the master. Everybody make mistake, that's normal. But some girl can't chat. To be them figure hide in a corner. Because of them a cause childhood trauma. A good thing you never raffle, no belly. I want father, not many. No question, family confirm. You bless him with a mini. You never raffle, no belly. One father, not many. The girl white, the boy white, how that fi make a Japanese. Them a no Spencer steal, but them a send Jackie go over man yard.
Yes, people. That song is everything within it.
Yeah, that's a really nice song.
I want to let you guys know that that song is 1.3K views already over by Akam on YouTube. You know, you need to check out it's a good song. And she have a bunch of other really nice songs out there. I was checking her out. It's nice. I like it.
Big up yourself, Seckles. That's really good. Really, really good.
No,
Thank
Seckles.
you.
No, you know me, I forget you in the mix up because the levels even out now. No, Okay, we have also from Connecticut.
Sorry for the restart. Hello.
Okay, we have DJ Baby Girl from out of Connecticut also here on the live with us. I know it's all about that discussion today, paternity fraud. So everybody big her up on the live, please.
Big up yourself.
Big up.
Okay, let me introduce myself. I'm Baby Girl, the Dirty Cop from the 92.9 FM, the Busy Radio in Connecticut.
Oh, Busy Radio, I'm in Connecticut. How you doing?
I'm good. Who is this?
This is Dollhouse Real Estate and Immigration. How are you? I know Sheldon and
I'm
again.
great. I'm great.
Nice.
Look at that, see, link up, all kind of things going on when we get to this song.
All right, so hold on. So we played that wonderful song. Baby Girl, I am going to send that song to you soon, but let me get to the artist right now at hand. Seckles, are you there with us right now?
Yeah, I'm here.
So, all right, this song that you done, Paternity Fraud, it is also based on a topic that we're doing. As a female, I want to hear your full point of view on this topic right now.
I think you heard everything in the song. But bless up everybody. Good night. Paternity fraud is a very wide topic, but it's sensitive as well. Because doing the song alone, you know, you have females have negative things to say, but it doesn't really matter to me. I think it's a serious issue because Jamaica is one of the top country with the highest at 34.6% in the world with paternity fraud. So we did this song to bring awareness to paternity fraud because I think there should be, you know, so that's how this song came about. And I think that the female should give the child to the right father.
You know what? That's a good point, Seckles, because we always talk about the man them horrible, and you know we always put them up on blast when they do anything to us, right? And in this particular instance that you sing about paternity fraud, as King Julian talk about accountability, we have to take accountability because sometimes we know.
Yes, we do, and that is why it's here. So hopefully females can
take accountability. Yeah, we're talking about Jamaican women, right? Jamaican women take accountability.
Yeah, you know, myself.
I mean, what do you mean we not take account? Who said that? No, listen, we need to have this something. No, who said? No, we take accountability.
It wasn't me.
Mr. Brooks, is you.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
But see, Seckles, think about it, you know.
Of women that have been doing this for more than 37 years of my life.
That is true.
Where do they take accountability? That's what I'm asking. Like,
you know what?
I notice for me silent because let me tell you something. A two father me have and my jacket father used to mind me. You understand? You see the real father when no say him and my father, him never spend $1 for me. And I live to see when I get older and start running my own business, that same man come around. And my jacket father mind me. So I'm here for just go and listen.
But
yeah.
does that justify? Does that justify your mother
that takes up the opportunity or the responsibility of taking care of a child, regardless of them being the biological father or not? But you have to make it be a situation where it's a choice for that man, not put the situation on him and then he doesn't know.
It was put on him. It was put on him, and afterwards he found out what I get to understand because he was the one who told me the story. And she came clean and tell him the truth, but he still decided to stand by his little girl.
But you see, this is something
that's a good outcome.
That is something that I mentioned earlier when I said the situation that men are put in with jackets is that you are held in emotional prison. You are now connected to this child, whereby if you leave, you hurt the child who is an innocent. But if you stay, you hurt yourself. And as men in the society that we're raised in, we are raised to take the hurt. We are raised to take the burden. We are raised to manage it and just hold it. You understand what I'm saying? And so that is the evil of this thing. Whether it be my mother, your mother, any other mother. This is the evil of the thing because it puts the man in a situation where if him do, him don't. If him don't, him do. And that is why the thing is so evil. You understand? So that's why I say.
You know the sad part too? Sometimes them female, them know them give the man jacket, you know. And them still cuss and class the man them on social media for mind them pick them know say enough for them pick, you know. Right. And them talk them phone them family, everybody for them mind and them know dead down it's not their child.
Listen, to that point, Kamika had said she had a friend. She wrote in the chat, right? Her friend mom have 3 kids for the man, and he's filing for them to move to America. And when the DNA returned, the first child is not his. So you know what happened? One of the child is going to get left behind. I see that all the time when I'm processing green cards. When you get a request for evidence, right? And you know why the immigration officer is requesting that is because of the number of paternity fraud that has been happening in Jamaica.
Yes.
They don't always ask for that proof, you know. But if they have a suspicion going through your application and they say something don't smell right, they're gonna request that you conduct that DNA. And when that happens, I see a whole heap of time, man a ball, man get nervous, woman get nervous, pick me a ball. It's so unfortunate. And look at that. As Kamika said, one of the child get left behind, and they're going to get left behind because he's not the biological child of the father, of the petitioner. So who get hurt in the long run? The child.
Exactly. And that is why this song is here, because I even said it in the song. Because all of that I will cause childhood trauma. And sometimes these kids grow up with a different perception of themselves where they feel like if it's a female, they want to have a bag of man. And feel it's okay. And if it's a boy, they want to have a bag of man. And they feel like it's okay. You understand? Yeah.
No.
And to play devil's advocate, you know, if the man did never touch the woman, then his name wouldn't fall. Right?
Well, I'll tell you what. I just said that I'm going to ask about male accountability earlier.
Yes.
And I want to say this on that topic you just said about if the man never touch it, right?
Right.
No,
yeah, name wouldn't fall.
First, let me say, as a Christian,
I am too.
As a Christian, I believe that the Bible gives us the right blueprint for how we must live our life. And as it so happens, the Bible gives us the right blueprint for jacket too. If you notice, listen to this. If you notice, as soon as Mary find out says not Joseph hit me, what she do? He tell him.
So you can't blame the woman then. Jacket going coming at them days there.
But Mr. Brooks, what did Joseph do? Joseph denied it, you know. He denied it at first. Because he know him never go there.
Yeah, and that's the reason because he's
the angel of God who had to come down and convince him, say, listen, Joseph, just a mighty thing may set up right now. Calm down.
At least the woman did the right thing and tell the man it's not yours. Obviously, the man is human, so again, there is a challenge to raise a child that's not yours. So he had a struggle, but then the Lord come and talk to him and him make up his mind and say, all right, he'll do it. But at least he had to walk into it willingly. So that is the situation these women are giving the men the opportunity to choose that for themselves. No, you mentioned accountability. You said that if the man didn't touch it, then he wouldn't get called up, and that is so true. So I'll before I make the statement and ask the question I want to ask, I'll say as a Christian again, that's another argument for chastity until marriage, because if you didn't touch it, you can't get in that problem. You want to avoid jacket men, get married before you. Well, even though you can't say that because you can marry a woman, give your jacket same way, right?
So you can marry Christian, me know we get jackets.
So that don't protect you. You're right, that don't protect you. But I'll say this point.
Let me see if I can add one brave one to the call. Where we talk, give her testimony how she give her husband jacket.
Oh, Lord God. So I hope those one don't listen. Anyways, so on the topic of accountability of men, I'll say this. Men, on the topic of jacket, men or child, I put it this way, men don't determine when children are born. Men have no determination over that. Women determine the future. women determine who will have children and who will be fathers. Because women determine if they can keep the child, and women determine who they sleep with. Men don't get pursued for the most part. Women are pursued and they choose who they going to sleep with. So a woman determine the future. Woman decide for open her leg for the most part. Outside of rape, women for the most part are the ones that determine who will have sex. And so they determine who will have children, and they determine they're going to keep the children or not. Right? So in every situation of children, women have the final accountability. Because you are the one that have to carry this thing in your belly for 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
So even when the situation about when the man find out his child, you know how much situations a man don't want the child and tell the woman he don't want the child and she carry the child anyways? You know how much times that and he's forced now to take care of a child that he clearly said he did not want. He made a mistake night, had sex.
Well, if Mr. Brooks, if he was adamant,
if you're going to sleep with me, this is going to happen, you know.
Raman, speak up, Raman.
Right, and as Mr. Brooks said, if the man say never want to have no child, what is he supposed to do?
All right, hold on there. Let me pause with a bit with you guys. All right.
He was a prophylactic.
The other day, hold on. The other day, as I said, thank God for social media. It exposed a lot of things. The other day there was this guy on social media, cool guy. So he was saying that, listen, him don't really care who a bash him or whatever. Him say him have about 13 children out there, and he's not going to mind not one of them, because him say, listen, in the interim, all of these females that he slept with, he told them in the beginning that one, him not going to use a condom. Fine. The contractual agreement, verbal agreement started there. He told them that he's not going to use a condom any at all. Two, he said, listen, if you bring a child into this world, I am not going to mind that child, because one, we made an agreement in the interim that, listen, we're going to go bareback, and if you want to take care of the child, that's your business. But this is what I look at. As I say, I cannot judge him for what he's doing, but for those are the females who know what they're doing, have an idea of what they're doing, agree to do these things, they don't understand that the child, as we said, the most important person in this situation is the child or the children going through the trauma for years upon years.
A verbal agreement cannot be held up in court, sir. So, irrespective of him saying that to them, it's his duty to either put on a condom or don't have sex with them at all.
Yeah, but listen to me. Remember, say
he must sling dick wildly to 13 plus women.
Yeah, but listen, you know,
have so much
Mr. Brooks said it earlier. Say, listen, one person of the main decision there. It is up to her if she want to spread her legs. It is her decision if she want that man between her legs. As them said, juice not for waste. You have some women who just want the man come inside of them. They might not know what to do. What they call the thing, the Kriegel or something, where then squeeze it out back, or they might try it, and it not come out the right way. You understand me? Me just attack because
so we're talking the physiology part of it now. Like some women do think that it's possible that after the let's be all political correct, right? We're being decent. So after the semen goes into the vagina,
yes,
some women think, okay, I can just push it back out. But unfortunately,
those women are called yam heads.
No, listen, no. A lot of them sit down. The problem is that a lot of them sit down and watch too much porn. They sit down and think that the things that...
They have customer too. We have money after.
I think that some women have the power in their vagina because sometimes the morning after not working. Sometimes the morning, the Pepsi now go work. We grow up and hear about the Pepsi not working anymore.
50, as a father, you know better because pre-com can help a woman get pregnant. You know better. Stop saying them things.
No, my opinion look like me, you know. Me not jacket not there.
No, but what I'm saying is that even if she tries to squeeze out, pre-cum can make she can get pregnant through pre-cum.
No. No, all right. I have a story where as a friend of
That's
mine.
That's me. I did. I got pregnant like that.
Exactly. So,
all right, a friend
it doesn't have to be the full-on cum itself. It just pre-cum, boom, she's pregnant.
No, all right. A friend of mine told me a story that you know, he had a physical situation with a female, and when them done, he put on a condom, yes, but you know when him pull out, you know the condom missing, right? The condom missing with everything with the in it, and apparently you know she couldn't find the condom neither, and then him say like couple day about maybe a day after so she was you know she urinate and it come out. Then him say like a day after she call him and say here what you know need a money for go doctor and whatever be the situation. Yes, I understand say everybody agree they so if do them thing in the bedroom and but you know go on because I know not gonna beat me body right now.
I must know there's a scientific term for that situation. It's called TLS.
Listen, as let me check.
As I said, you're faster more too. Why you can't take it?
She had to be urinating to find the condom. So
it's called
at no point in time she was aware that the condom was inside of her. They had
liberty come to carelessness.
Stating that the condom come off. Nothing at all was said.
Well, but at the end of the day, as we look at it, to be honest, we have to look at is that it's not just say accountability as well. We have to look at the child at hand, because the child is the one. Hold on there. No man, the people them not the chat attack. Women wicked, as Julian said. If you use condom, the woman can go find the condom and use his sperm. Women hate accountability no matter how you guys flip it. Now, this is the part where you remember when we are grow up, you hear some man say, here, make sure say any woman you go have sex with, make sure you put on the condom, because I have sat down and I've heard stories where women say, them use pin and bore the condom. Them use a pin.
You know, even remember the story about Drake, where Drake had to put pepper sauce in his condom because he knew that women, after having sex with them, they would go in the wastebasket for the condom to try and pour the cum into them.
No, and this is where we're going to talk about accountability. This is where it leads to accountability, because we know that, all right, for instance, when we know All-Star Weekend, and me tired for hear it on social media in a real life, women line up themselves and save money for the whole year for go All-Star Weekend because them want a basketball daddy. No, these things is, as I said, me not bash no man,
but name Brittany Renner. Yeah, she's one of them.
But these things are carelessness, and me not really believe in it. But as I say, women, we have to look upon it and say, here what? The most important person in this situation is the child. And a lot of kids have had are traumatized through them whole life. Well, like when them sit down and say, "Mommy, I want to know who my real dad is." How do they fix that situation? I really need to understand. So, talk to me, people.
I'll say something about men, right? And men, I'm sorry, but attack us now. So, a part of this is where I blame men, right? And this is the truth. Just like you have malicious women out there, and being a young man who wasn't always a Christian, right? I'll say, and as a Christian, I'll say this too, that these are consequences of sin. We have to look at the fact that a lot of young men, like myself was at one point in time, we actually literally go out there with no intention to treat women honorably. We have one intention in our mind, to sleep with a woman and done with her. And that is just facts. That's
that
true.
only came into effect.
And them are the one
when
they
I
go
got my
do the
first
jacket.
heartbreak.
And that's what I'm saying.
For me, when I got my first heartbreak, when I got my first heartbreak is when I said, I don't care
It no
anymore.
matter why you choose to do it, sir. You don't justify yourself, but the truth is,
I'm telling you that we live and die by our choices, and as you say, as a Christian, I'm aware of that.
Yeah, exactly. And so while the man at home oftentimes has nothing to do with the situation, the truth is in a lot of these cases, men put ourselves in these situations because we go out pursuing women with no intention to have honorable relationships or even lead to marriage. We're just trying to trick somebody, Pitney, to try to get sex, right? And oftentimes it's because of situations like these that create these circumstances where people get in jacket and all kind of paternity fraud happening because women don't know who the child is, and a woman go out and she's pursued by a man and him have sex with her and him disappear, and now she give it to the man at home, and the man who have sex with her and disappear, him don't have no care in the world, him gonna live him life because that was his intention, to just go around looking for people to deceive and to sleep with and move on. So men too have some about accountability in this because we are the other half of the coin. Right, we are the other half of the coin, and that's why I said earlier. True, it is. When I say, if people honor their marriage, if people get married before they have sex and only have sex with their own wife, they wouldn't have a jacket situation at all.
That's true, and that is why the rate of those activities of paternity fraud is so high in Jamaica. It's because of the promiscuity of the men. Because they're all over the place. It's
not just men.
Call a spade a spade. Call a spade a spade. As King Julian said, right? Men are naturally sexual creatures, so they always are seeking.
No, women too.
Can I ask a question, brother?
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider that as men giving jacket?
Question.
Well, I would consider it as men contributing the material that make the jacket.
So they produce the raw material.
Yes, the men produce the raw material to me because at the end of the day, there's a man out there who owns another half of the coin. The woman sew the jacket together and neatly give it to somebody else, but a man had to give the material. A man out there had to give the cloth and the thread. So you have to split. You have to split and even balance. And the truth is, the fact that there's a jacket means that there's some man out there who was sleeping with a woman he shouldn't have been sleeping with.
Boy, you make us sound like free zone.
But all right. But all right, listen to me. All right, I remember I was in New York and I was on a train speaking to a female, a Jamaican female. So she was saying to me that, we were discussing the whole the free money where everybody I get through COVID. And then she was saying, well,
I never get none.
No, shut up. No, the free.
No,
most hold on. And then most of these women found out that there was an increased stimulus for children. There was an increased stimulus for children. So I heard from her own mouth, she said, listen, she collect, what you call it, child support from her baby father, and then she get pregnant for her husband. So she have 2 for the baby father and 1 for the husband. She say, yo, I basically almost $15,000 she a collect for the month or for when she get the stimulus there. Now there's a lot of females in the States that during COVID they got pregnant, have more than 1. And I've also seen it whereas most of these females in the States, they don't want to work because guess what? The more pitney you have is the more government support you're going to get. Now, do you think things like these are right for just because say the government are going to give you more money for just spread your legs and just say, yo, bring a youth come in at the world and just give somebody else because of the money?
That's definitely not right, and that's like that topic is for a different day because those of you who live in the state and understand the system here do know that when you have enough number of children and you're predisposed economically, then you get certain types of assistance, right? Do some people or some cultures do it deliberately? Yes, right? And we all know where those cultures typically lie. But does it make it a right and excuse? No, it's like you're using the child for monetary gain or going to procreate for the wrong reasons.
That topic in itself is for another day in itself. But we should also know that everything comes under cause and effect. So if you're going to do something as a man, you have to know the repercussions of that. Whether you're doing it with a condom, the condom is not 100%. If you're doing it without a condom, that is definitely a situation where you can get somebody pregnant. You have the discussion with her, stating that no, you don't want to have a child. She still keeps that child. No, it's on both to figure out what is going to happen after that, because psychologically that child will get affected. If you get affected by it as well, then you are going to get affected because, again, cause and effect.
True.
And as someone had shared the scenario once, if the woman have an inclination that, you know what, I'm not sure, I think when she comes out and talk about it from early up, right, the outcome is a lot better and people can better prepare. You can go and get tested if you're unsure. But why is it that some females don't the talk, them not say nothing? Them just say stay in the denial or stay in the unsurety because they don't want to feel they don't want to be chastised. Exactly. Pride. But a lot of times we know, or if we're unsure, we're doubtful. But we might say it to a best friend, we might say it to a friend, but we just leave it right there. And years upon years, every time you do years upon years, until something happened, like what the young lady said in the chat there, something happened that warrants a DNA test, and that's when it usually come out, and that's when lives are torn apart. Is it right? No. So I think one of the messaging here, or even the takeaway, that if this is how one way we can take accountability, King Julian, is if we have an idea as the female that we're kind of doubtful, we should have platforms or places or resources where we can go, whether it's in Jamaica or in the States, to say, hey, I'm not really sure, but or say to the guy, say, some things say you might be the father, or that the one that might be the father. We have to create that safe space. We have to create that safe space.
I don't think we want to go about actually saying that to a man, especially with the level of reaction that he might have.
It's a difficult conversation, definitely. It's no doubt it's a very difficult conversation, but it's one of those conversations that should be had, and unfortunately, oftentimes it's not. And in the long run, the children are the ones that's usually, of course, affected mostly.
And a lot of this go back to culture, and this is something I mentioned last time I was on the show 50 about the dangers of the culture that we have, especially in certain contexts like Jamaica. Certain cultures have this issue more because of the culture of that culture, because of the state of that culture, right? So certain countries and certain demographics will have this kind of issue because of the culture. It's like, for example, like someone mentioned earlier that men are promiscuous, and I would like to say, and not women, right? Women aren't as, I would say all the time, I tell people all the time, I know no man that sleep with a lot of women. I don't know no man that sleep with a lot of women. None. Right? I know men that a lot of women sleep with. You hear what I'm saying?
Two-way street.
Right? I know men that a lot of women sleep with, but I don't know. If we're on an island, if we're on a deserted island, I have 10 men, I have 10 women. Let me tell you what's going to happen. Statistically, this is what happen. Out of those 10 men, you're going to have one dominant man and another man that follow suit. You're going to have 2 dominant strong men on that island. Out of the 10 women, 5 to 6 of them going to sleep with the 2 dominant men.
Yep, the alpha will always get the girl.
One of the women or 2 is going to probably stick to themselves, and 2 of the women are going to find committed relationships with 2 of the men. So you're going to have around 5 men out of the group of 10 men who will not get any women to sleep with, but all of the women will get someone to sleep with. And that is the world that we live in. Women tend to go after certain types of men because of the cultural projections onto our young women. And a lot of this has to do with even with the music that we play. I say this to people all the time. When I look at dancehall music, there is no dancehall music that is popular that idolizes women in a positive way. It is always skin out your pum pum, wind why your head and skin out your body and all these things.
Christian, how do you know these things?
Excuse me, you have paternity fraud right here.
Yeah,
right here.
but let me tell you something, and this is sad truth. This is sad truth. I love that song. This is sad truth. When is the last time you saw a dancehall song that was that positive make a hit to a number one? That play constantly in dance and people dance to it. People don't dance to music like those. They listen to and say, yeah, man, it's a nice vibe, big up, boop, boop. But when them go skin out, them want to hear song and say, yo, look on song like, give me the girl and with the wickedest slam. Songs like those. Man, if you have enough girl and girl in a bunga, them song the woman dance upon the dance floor. Because women idolize and love a girlis. Women love girlis. The whole with their high school and we say, football player alone get girl, nerd no get girl, tracksman get girl, and every girl knows that the tracksman have a bag of girl.
Well, me never want the man, they were too popular, you know. Me never want them love.
Because remember in high school we used to talk about season girl, and I was a season girl, we mean a girl for
exactly because yeah, season girl if you're in that area there, my love, no.
It would be nice to see the high schools that are being represented.
After high school, the popular guys, most of them, not all, but most of them get lame, not working, not doing anything, while the nerds are the ones that are more progressive and doing something, and they then start getting the girls.
Let's not say that, because look at you with UTech. Look at you with UTech. Let's face the facts. If you're and this is the reality, if you're a wonderful, awesome, nice guy, you don't get nowhere.
Yeah, but
you're a wonderful, awesome, nice guy.
You can't really use you and UTech as a
let's look in the work world. Let's look in the work world too. If a couple men work in the work world and one of them is a nerd and real nice and clean cut, and another one have a little gangster swag to him, the woman them at the workplace like that, you them like him, the style must have a badness, bad man style to him.
All right, let me give you an example.
Women are going to be attracted to men that have a more alpha to them, and it's based on their mindset of what they think is alpha to them.
So all the women end up sleeping with this one man, and he can't mind everybody picking it up. This is the same man who's going around sleeping with a bag of woman. So that's what I'm saying. Culturally, women tend to gravitate to a certain type of man in our culture. Those kind of men are the type of men that lead in this situation.
The rapper by the name of Future. Future has like 8 to 10 baby mothers. All of these women know that he's an asshole, that he doesn't take care of his kids, but they still open their legs.
Because women gravitate to a certain type of man.
And yes, a certain women, and all the women them do. Certain women gravitate to that.
Yeah, we speak generally. You can't speak about everybody, but we're speaking in general. That is how it happens. Generally speaking, not everybody. There's the exception to the rule, but generally speaking, that's how our women tend to be, and that is because we train them to be that way. That's how we teach them. That's how we teach them in their music. Look at how women dress. Look at how women dress. Women pretty much advertise sex to men on a constant basis all day. They pretty much advertise sex to men. I tell my wife, I say, honey, I don't like going to the gym. I say to her, I say, honey, because the gym is a thirst trap. All these women come in the tightest thing with everything skin out. I don't understand why you have to wear that to the gym.
That's the attire for the gym,
no.
Mr. Brooks.
You have all my sweatpants now show my body.
Maybe you need to adjust what you're wearing to the gym.
Yeah.
You think when these women put on the tights and then pull it up and then vagina print out before them go to the gym, they think they never see them vagina print out? Oh, come on,
so that
man.
was supposed to motivate them to lift more weight.
It is the buff.
No, I don't want to do that. I'm away from me. I don't want to see nobody else front.
It is the buff. It is the buff. It is the buff.
Oh my God.
It is the buff. And then you see this is the sad part.
Imagine being on social media, right? And every single social media post that is there, and the algorithm seems to know, depending on what you might click. Because if you click on a one photo for a girl where look semi-naked or half-naked, everything else after that is going to be somebody looking semi-naked. And so, between Instagram, TikTok, and any other social site, you get fed with thirst traps on a day-to-day basis.
That's why I do have Instagram and I do have TikTok.
Yeah, but all right. The honest truth is that. The honest truth is that too. with the paternity fraud situation and the jacket situation, I've looked at is this. You have children raising children. Because baby mothers are ranging from 21 or even younger, from 15 go up to 25, and them have 6, 7 pitney. You understand me? And the thing is that they feel comfortably with themselves, and when them talk to you, them look upon you and them say to you, say, oh, my baby daddy ain't doing this, so guess what? I'm going to throw him off on another man. And me no feel,
Yeah, I had made mention of that earlier in the start of the conversation where I said more than likely what the woman will do is that she will choose somebody that she sees as best suited. And if it is where the so-called bad boy or bad guy is not going to be the one that takes care of that child, then she's going to
As
then
they often
turn
are
to the
not.
nerd to start
Sometimes
taking
the
care of
man
that child.
will want to be involved and the man where them no want.
yeah, but but think about this. Imagine she there with the man. All right, he said, put it like this. She have a regular man where he might build up him dream. Eventually, he's going to get there. But it takes stages. And she have a youth with him and thing and whatever. You understand me, I say? But overall, from day one, she knows, say, guess what? He's a next man youth. But she see, say, this man here, so, he might work hard. But when it reach, say, she said the child reach all 10, 11, and the highlights of social media start popping on her face. And she start get the big bag, she start get the big check and all of that. Some of them sit down and throw it in them face, say, yo, here what go on. You know do this to me. When I get the house, yes, you know, long you say you're going to do this, and every minute you try this and you try that and it now work. Here what go on. And then you are the daddy. James down the road, this so we drive the big car and Ray are the daddy. You're not the man feelings right down to nothing. And I don't think this is fair any at all for men. I don't think it is fair because guess what? If that same man go stay so now, and when him go develop and him reach the next level where she did a wait upon him for reach, she want slim way because the big car where James down the road a drive, him finally now own a bigger car than James after working so hard. And then she come back and she go look upon him and say, I was just going through my feelings and it was just the emotions and, you know, you working so hard and, you know, it was stressing me out and we didn't have this and we didn't have that. And for come back and tell the man, say, no, I feel you. How you think that man should react? Because she taking that jacket, you know, and a fit whole heap of body, you know. She a try make one full suit, but she a try get, she don't want the gabardine suit. She want the silk suit, the satin suit, where have on the decent piece of shoes per footwear. Yeah. When she step in her room, oh, this is my baby father. Or this is the father.
You know,
if you realize
you just
hold
show
on.
your age by talking about gabardine.
But wait no, the hold on, this is the reference. I'm going to show you how they make the reference. You see when she throw the jacket on the man where she referred to him as, this is the father of my child. Then you see when it's not the kind of man she wanted to be the child's father, oh, that's my baby daddy. The respect gone through the door because she's not being presented. Oh, she feel that she should be presented and she don't feel that she need for wait any at all. But she don't sit down and decide say, here we go on. I go wait till my man reach to the next level. A lot of females say this in the beginning that they will sit with him through the fire and the rain. But when the fire start, them run. When the fire start, them run. And them know at the end of the day, say, pan document, him is not the father. And she's not held accountable any at all. She's allowed to walk free. She allowed to spend up the child support. She allowed to dig out him eye, as Jamaicans say. She dig out him eye in a court and tell the judge, say, him not do this. And you take the amount of money. You have men who are not able to pay that amount in child support. And women swindle these men in court back and forth, back and forth. And guess what? The system is so rigged that some of these women, when they make them money, they then can pay off a lawyer, pay off one doctor, say, here we go on, hide the original DNA. And bring one little fraudulent sitting come in a court for say, yeah man, that come out a film little body. Him are the father. And the man in himself, sometimes, may I go be honest, sometimes we wallow down to the point where we are as
Hello.
Jano.
50.
Go ahead.
50?
Yes.
Yeah, you went out there a second 50.
You can hear me
No,
now?
you can hear me.
Okay,
But
I'm
I
here.
think you
Can hear me now?
paused for a second there.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Maybe.
As
I think
within the conversation that you were having a while ago, you chip out. Where are you?
You can
Yeah,
hear
you're
me.
muted. Right now, you're muted.
Me
But I just
muted.
went on the show. I think him can hear. I could hear
Me
myself
there,
just
me
now.
there, me there, me there. You can hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. As I was saying, it is the factor that, as Jamaican saying, pass round donkey. The pass round donkey situation with a child, you show him left, right, and center. And the man has to be paying for years. Me see man, you sit down in a, and this is the part where look bad. You send man go to prison. Men are in prison right now. Men they are jail. Man they are jail. Man will commit suicide for the factor that she swindled him for years for child support and sit down in a jail for 35 years
I saw
because
something like that on paternity court where
for
the guy was in jail
35
for like
years. How do you
for
make
10
amends
or
to these
something years. Yeah.
situations? How do you make amends to a situation of
By
that
putting her back
magnitude?
in jail for the same amount of years that
But
he was
she
in.
is, as Miss Dallow said, she is not going to
It's
go
not
to
a
jail.
crime.
She not going to get charged for it.
He was in jail.
She can be sued though, right? But that's just about it.
But the court...
Who's going to
The
stop
man
her? The
himself was in
child.
jail. The man was in jail for umpteen years of his life.
Exactly, because she's not thinking about the child, she's thinking about herself.
Yeah.
The child going to suffer in the situation either way, and see, that's what I say. It's that's a weird part about the whole situation. You have to make a decision. Is it worth hurting the child, or no? Because if you even send no one to prison for this, the child will have no mother now, right? You know, if you take money from if you take money from the woman to give back, then you know taking money from not just her, from her child, and now she might now express this resentment towards the child because she blamed the child for the whole situation.
The
And
court,
so,
presents
it's tough.
sympathy. The court is going to sympathize with her. No matter how wicked she be, the court are going to provide sympathy with her. No matter how long
For the sake of the child. For the sake of the child, because you have to remember there's an innocent child in all of this who stands to get hurt worse.
And this is why
we can extend empathy to people, you know. But when you say it for the sake of the child, you have to also think that that man is a child of someone else, and he was in jail, or he's going to go through some level of mental break because of what's happening or what's taking place.
Oh yes, I completely get that. In a situation like that, I really completely understand that. But boy, this is why women we have to make sure that women understand out there that this is how far the hurt reaches. This is really how far the hurt reaches when you do things like these. It is not a one-time situation. It affects generationally.
Then how you see...
And the takeaway is it's very important that the truth comes out. And the reason why I say that, right? You have birthrights, right? You have wealth that needs to be passed down from mother, right? Let's say there's a situation where there's wealth that needs to be divided, there needs to be the next of kin biologically. So these things are very, 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 very important for the truth to come out for anyone who is supposed to be the descendants or any type of recipients of any wealth that's being left behind, if you know what I mean. When these things happen, and the truth isn't out there, and let's say someone passed away and they have a whole bunch of wealth, whole bunch of property, and they don't know that person is their son or their daughter, then that person lose out on that wealth when sometimes the court take over the assets, for example.
That's right.
And divide it.
And this is what is happening
amongst whomever they choose to, and it goes through probate court up here.
But look at this, Miss Dallas. Before this thing called DNA testing went into play, there's a lot of people out there who have suffered
Yeah.
poverty because of the whole situation that is a jacket thing. As you say, when the daddy dead and left the big will, your thing say yes, your name I got call, and then the week
inheritance.
the stepmother, and the funny thing too, sometimes the stepmother knows, the stepmother know in herself say, yo, I know fee him pitney that, It's not fee pitney. So
Right.
guess what? She will it fear way and think say everything
True.
I got turn out or it's
That
supposed
is
to.
true.
Alright, for instance, as an example, Jerry Springer we pass and gone. His original wife, him real wife, she never like him outside pitney them. You understand me? The one them when him have outer road. She didn't like them any at all. But when him pass, everything and every asset to him own went to all his outside children. Nowadays, most of these kids who fall in the jacket situation are not secured. They were
True,
never
they're
protected any at all. There were no provision standing in place because, as you say, Raman, empathy inside the court because the judge is going to look and worse if I one of them wicked woman judge there. She's going to sympathize no matter how wicked this woman is. But guess what? When the man goes stairs and fall short and brain cells them and then go kill the woman and all of them something, everybody ball out. Oh, he wicked. Why him kill her?
Because there's no empathy for him there.
Why him kill her? You know, see, he kill off the woman and left her with how much pitney for mine and whatever. Left the pitney them. But did you think about the situation whereas, especially in Jamaica, and we know this, me breed one woman up the road there, so. But she no want to tell for her parents because guess what? Me was her first choice. Broke her virginity. But her mother and her father don't like me none at all. Because guess what? I don't fit the profile. Say, me no look like Daniel and me no successful like Daniel. She want the uptown boy. But the whole neighborhood know because guess what? Every time that child come out of the yard, that child look like the man down the road. And this is where sometimes some of these children find out. They don't find out from their parents. Them find out from strangers. They find out from strangers that, hey, you know, say, I'm Mr. Anderson down the road. Are you real father?
Them too enough.
And them here. No, I'm not going to say enough, but sometimes people are concerned. Because guess what? Kids come out distraught and mentally it break them because...
Yeah, don't delude it by saying that they're concerned. Most of the time when people see certain things that's going on is because they're naturally fast. We have that culture, but who doesn't naturally want to know what's going on?
But what about concern? What about the factor of concern?
There is some level of concern, but don't make it. Don't have it as it's like that big of a deal. Most persons don't. You think people care what's going on in your house? When anything is going on in your house, they don't really care.
Most people want to highlight it. They just want to highlight it.
Them just want to highlight and gossip. They don't care.
Well,
Or they weaponize the information, right,
Exactly.
against you. They wait till the opportunity, then they throw it in your face.
And that's how, and when you talk about how kids find out that particular situation, that's how they find out because now the neighbor or the person down the road that normally see her come over your house, I gonna say, all right, yeah, go on like Ray, and they start bring up the information of the fact that you the person who you garner think that is your father is not really your father.
They say the man their neighbor your father anyway, so where you going so far?
Exactly.
You know? It's true.
Exactly.
You're going like I'm your father, you're going to say man your father. No, I know me say so.
But
can nobody say me?
All right, let's take. I'm gonna take a piece of that song that Seckles did. Piece of the song there where she said, two black man and black woman, and you see white baby come out. Wait, no, this is where
genetics can
wait. I'm going to say it. Yes, genetics can formulate that because a black man and black woman alone can make white baby. But sometimes that situation, it is not what it's supposed to be. But yet still, the way sometimes, because as me say, women can be so powerful and deceiving, cause look pan, such man back in the days where woman cut off him ear, a week now Samson because a woman, he fell short there.
Samson the weak because of the flesh still.
Then listen, that is what
Yeah,
has
it's the same thing. It was a female. The
exactly,
flesh in the
and
form
this
of
is
a
what I
female,
am saying.
representation of the
Whereas
flesh.
a lot of
No,
these,
no, no. I will not absolve men of their responsibility. Let's remember that men were the ones that lured the woman and got her to go and deceive Samson. So that's why I say it's there's
was a
man
plan.
and woman. Yes, a plan that was concocted by men and pressured the woman to go into the situation, do the thing. So that's why I say in the situation there's always the woman might sew the suit, but the man provide the material.
Right, and as you said, Mr. Brooks, the planners, the men knew that Samson would fall to the flesh, which would have been a female.
Exactly.
Precisely.
Yeah, but
just like the man them out there who know say, boy, she breed and she not give me so her next man out there have it a in business.
Yeah, but Daniel,
and just like the man them know say, if them never told them name wouldn't call.
But Daniel, you gave
would never roll call.
You gave reference, Daniel, when you say, all right, you remember as you say in our high school, we have the Caesar girl them, right? And as you say, as the nerd, the female now come your way. But sometimes the nerd them, because we saw them get so intrusive to the point where them I say, should them not get a girl, and the hottest girl in the school or the hottest girl at road station decide for deal with him. But what happened is that the same hot girl go out the road, go breed for the bad man, but because you are the nerd and you will succumb to anything because you never get a pretty girl in your life, in your dear life. But she decides say here what she got blame the baby pan you and say all that. And some of them take it. Some of them take it.
And you're right, and in some way that is my reality in the sense I went to George's, right? I went 5 years St. George's College. Like uptown school, everybody. In my house, I never.
School?
Yeah, back then it was a like uptown school.
It was never a little uptown school, sir. Don't do that.
Yeah, George's was when I went to George's, I remember probably around 10 black guys were in our class. Everybody was Chinese or high color, brown or white, right? So I mean, all of my classmates, most of my classmates were from uptown back then. It was before GSAT, and you only got to George if you pass at a certain. George was a different school back then, and
my brother, them go there.
And when I never used to speak Patwa until I was in sixth form, right? Because we weren't allowed to speak Patwa in my house. And George's, we used to talk to Campion girls, Immaculate girls, those kind of girls from uptown.
No alpha.
No, hell no. So, so
that was fight.
so I remember when I went to sixth form, my mother intentionally decided that we mustn't go to George's boys' school all our life. We must go to a co-ed school, and she wanted us to go to Camperdown because she wanted us to experience a different side of life, which is very important for my mother, that we knew how to deal with the opposite sex in a different context. Camperdown High School is not an uptown school, it's a downtown school, and my mother wanted us to get both.
Hold on. Yeah, I lose everybody for a while.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're back.
Yes. So I remember when I went to Camperdown High School for sixth form, I remember I saw a pretty cool girl. Hello?
One Dolly?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't hear you, yeah. So, yeah, it seemed like he was disconnected. But anyway, so pretty cool girl. One Dolly, very nice. And I remember the Camperdown High School girl. And I remember this is the first time I'm talking to a girl from a school like Camperdown, because as I said, George, we speak to girls like those. I remember I walk over to her, and I said to her, "Hi, how are you doing? My name is Daniel. I think you're very beautiful. Can I know your name?" Something like that, I said. I know what the girl said to me. "Why you talk? So you're a batty man?" that story stays with me for the rest of my life, because soon after that I learned eventually that you can't talk to them girl here like that, man. You have to rough up the thing.
But you had to become a chameleon, so to speak, like blending with your environment.
No, I remember in my second year at Camperdown Sixth Farm, one of my famous catchphrase, which is completely derogatory to women, but this line now would catch every one of the girl them on the track team. When them a walk past and I see them, I look upon them and say, John, oh, baby, look like a dozen was stinging for you something. Right? And them giggle. No, them giggle, laugh, and they pull them over your car. And you see, the vast difference of the man that I was that at first I was being very respectful and they were not interested. Now I become disgusting and them think him disgusting, I like him. No. The truth is, we get what we ask for. As men, the truth is, as women, they go for a certain type of men. And as men, we really tend to go for a certain type of woman. Yeah. Because the truth is, if we choose our partners right, and we're very selective of who we are with, that's why I go back to, I'm Christian, I go back to the idea of you wait until you get married, you choose the right kind of person with the right kind of moral etiquette, the person that you love that is not just a pretty face, but actually have values. You choose these things in a woman and you avoid situations like these. And as women, you choose certain kinds of men and you avoid situations like these. We choose what we want. Well, you choose who you want. You get me? I say, and when you choose who you want, you have to take what comes with them. And as I said, men and women, we have to be accountable because it's both sides of the coin. In the case of the two men that sleep with this woman, in these cases, they chose that kind of woman. And in the case of the woman, she chose those kind of men.
But sometimes they don't know.
For our choices.
Sometimes, listen, we know this. We know this and we know this very good. And we see it in our face. If a woman a go give a bun, if she want give a bun with all your neighbor, remember she cover her tracks right down to the last part. You could have the way you call it, the track up on her phone and everything. She cover every single one of her tracks right down to the last T. You could have camera there in the house, little more. Her tracks is covered so much, and this is why, as we said, the word paternity fraud, me feel so them forget lock up because guess what? Then cover them tracks for how much donkey years, for donkey years. And when some of them get drawn in the courthouse, as we can see, per court movie and the court series, them when them find out, say the man and the father, oh Jesus, oh my God, them start break down. You know why them break down? And the truth why them break down, because guess what? The money train stop flow.
No, them start behaving that way because they got caught.
Yes, because and not that you think them big. No, listen. You have those where them not care. And the money train, Raman, the money train stop flow. The money train.
But it's not necessarily just about the money. It's the whole aspect of getting caught in itself.
But
you have to then because you created a facade in making everything seem like the man, was actually the father. So now you have to then create this whole deluded world where you're crying and making it seem like you need empathy because you didn't know. Oh my God, I can't believe it wasn't James. Oh shit.
But I think I think what happened is because it went public. Because it went public. So she had to show face. She had to show face. She have to show face. Because, all right, for instance, as you said, Daniel, women choose who them want be them daddy. Because let us use the biggest example. Let us use the biggest example. Nick Cannon right now. Our 9 him gone. About maybe 9.
Nope. If they're 12.
All right. Him reach a dozen number.
God.
And every single one of the
8 different baby mother. 12 kids.
All of them is in agreement with these things. And as what Daniel said, them wrote for the quarterback. but them not root for the defense line. Them not root for the man who sit down on bench. Them root for the man where run the 50-yard line, go straight for make the touchdown. That's
And
who
also,
they're
I'm
rooting
not going
for.
to side with Nick Cannon, but what I will say is that him losing Mariah Carey did something to him that he has not sorted out as yet in terms of mentally. She breaking up with him did something to him, and now he's just flinging and slinging all over the place.
Then when the man not get no, him a get paid child support, brother. What am I worry about? And him a get paid child support, and he signed a prenup, so he's getting half of what she's making.
Yeah, but you lost the love of your life. He said when he was younger, he always wanted to be with this woman. This
Then
was the
me,
woman
you,
not
and
just that he
everybody.
idolized, but somebody that he saw as his wife. When he finally got the prize, and then the prize fell out of his hand, it was it for him. It's like his whole world collapsed.
Hold on.
Now you cannot state that you've never been in a situation where you've had a woman that you've really and truly genuinely loved, and then
She not old enough to be your mother.
No, that you're taking it too far. You're taking it too far. She old, but she not old enough to be a mother. She can be
Let me do some
elder sister.
research.
She can be elder sister. But what I'm saying is that have you guys never, or for even the women that are in the chat right now, have you not been in a situation where you have totally been immersed with someone to the whole point that you see this person as the it factor for you, and then losing that person, trying to rebuild, it's not as easy. Mental health is something that we should actually have a show about and talk about.
Oh, we'll definitely do it. We will.
But that's what we said earlier, we choose our partners on the wrong things and set ourselves up. You can't, let me tell you this. You know how we know that was a big mistake in the beginning based on what you just said? You can't be caught up with a person that you haven't even met and you don't know. Even before him know this woman and decide that she should be his wife. First red flag, you don't know somebody, you can't know the person is right for you. You need to take time to know your partner. Take time to get an understanding of the principles that this person have. Who is this person? And that is how you avoid Jackie situations and all these heartbreak situations. Right? People see somebody and think, oh, she beautiful or she look good. But let me tell you something, look good don't mean you're good. Yeah, that has nothing to do with who a person is.
But Daniel, remember, okay, as we say, it is through the 20th century a lot of these things are be known to the eyes, because back then, as we say, sometime, this is when we go side with the women in a sense, sometime back then, back in them days they didn't have a choice. Because some of them were planned marriage. Even if she breed for James down the road, it done plan say, listen, she and Jimmy have to get married. Because guess what? Jimmy family are royalty, Fear family are royalty. She have to married into royalty. As much as
still
that man there,
but we never be royal.
But it's still a choice. That is still a choice in the sense that she could have still tell the truth. She just don't want to live up to the live as Julian said. She just don't want to be accountable, and that is one situation. That is essentially our problem as human beings. Look upon Adam and Eve. Let's take it back to the Bible. I always like to take it back to the Bible. Look upon Adam and Eve. This whole thing could have been saved when God approached him in the garden. Then just hold up and say, "Well, Father God, we did the wrong thing. We ate the fruit." But what them do? Adam tried to point it to Eve, Eve tried to point it to Adam. And then from that, we have sin in the world, and this led up to all these situations we have today, right? You can't say that these young ladies didn't have a choice. They had a choice. They just didn't want to be accountable with the mistake that they made. If people decide to be accountable to their decisions and to make wise or smart decisions, then we avoid situations like these.
Okay,
right. Goes back to accountability and for the women in this instance, unfortunately, it's us who are at that disposition to usually say something initially when that thought come to our heads when we're not sure. So we need to say something at that point instead of waiting years upon years, which makes it even worse.
Makes sense. Peeps, we have, as we said, we have about 5 minutes more to go in this discussion on this hot topic. I want to say first before I get back into the last viewpoint of everybody. I want to say shout out to everybody on Graffiti MSI Live Radio, everybody that has tuned in to the Twitch. I want to say big respect to the massive out there in Antarctica over there, so one place, one frozen place in Alaska. I want to say shout out to my peeps in Bahamas, the whole of Nassau, big up on yourself. I want to
Bop, bop,
say
bop.
Belize, big up on yourself. Trinidad was in the building also. I want to say big
Big up Portmore.
respect to the whole 876 from Kingston right back to Mobile. My whole of Walton Park family. Big up the whole Portmore massive. Go right back down on one place called Westmoreland, Mobile, Ochi. And I want to say shout out to my peeps in the States, Connecticut. Big up on yourself. LA, big up on yourself. New York, you know it is all. Well, Jersey, go right back to South Carolina. Everybody locked in right back down to Florida. It's been a good vibe. It's been a good energy. You know the topic was all about paternity fraud. As we go into our last few moments, we will have our last viewpoint from each individual. We had Mr. Mr. Brooks. Hashtag Mr. Brooks from out in Nassau, Bahamas, originally Jamaican. Big him up on the chat. We have Dallas Immigrations from out of Connecticut, originally, Yard and the 876. We
Straight up.
had we had Baby Girl, the dirty cop from Connecticut, so she run the radio waves as well over there. I want to say shout
Go
out to
baby girl, go baby girl.
Seckles. I want to say most of all, Seckles, she knock on the point, she knock on the head, she lick the
Bop, bop.
stone, and she talk about it. It was a taboo topic for many, but we decided to hear her. Over
For
here,
real.
so, is a safe space. So before we go into our closing moments, I want to hear my last feedback from each person. So, Mr. Brooks, give me a last point of view on the situation, sir.
All right, let me just first of all just say a big shout out to my beautiful, wonderful wife Dominique and my amazing little son David. Just in case anybody doesn't know, I just wrote a book for my son. It's called The Dog That Can Go Meow. It's a children's book. I posted the link in the chat, so check it out on Amazon. Get it for your child as well.
Oh, nice.
I want to say yeah, it's a first in 10 series books. I'm writing books, children's books, to teach my son the lessons I want to teach him instead of buying books and teaching other people's lessons. So I want to say this right now to everybody. Just you see the word of God. My final feedback on the topic is: if you live according to the scriptures, then you avoid situations like these. That's a wonderful thing about the Bible's principles. Even if you don't agree with the Bible, living under the principles of the scriptures, and you choose one partner and you commit to that person in marriage, will avoid a plethora of ills and worries that other people have in your life. Just live according to the word of God and you'll be safe.
Amen.
Thank you. Ramon?
Well, after that sermon, I don't know what to say. But what I will say is blessings to everyone. This topic was indeed something that we needed to talk about, and I have to big up 50 on this particular show in itself. You keep coming up with ideas that span a globe, as you can see. So that's very important. Big up yourself, bro.
Thank you.
In regards to the topic and my final say, I don't have a book, but you can follow me on Instagram. That's Tosi Nelson. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Big
things
up
are
God.
going, man.
But on a real though, it's very disheartening to see a lot of the women that do things of this nature, and I just hope that they take into account that God not sleep. Yeah.
Okay. Miss Dallas, your final word on this topic, my dear.
My final word, pretty much everything that the guys have to say. Congratulations on the book, Mr. Brooks. I'm definitely gonna get a copy for my boys. And my final thing, I think everyone wanted to take away from this conversation is the accountability. And with this topic, we women are on the hot seat. And I say we because I'm a woman, but we're on the hot seat. And this is something where we should and need to take accountability whenever we're in that this position. So a very good conversation. Continue doing what you're doing, DJ 50. The conversation needs to be had. spreading, continue doing what you're doing, and big up to the singer who beautiful song.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of the culture and stuff. So yeah, and check out my website. I just put it in the chat.
Okay. Also, before we close off, seconds, let them hear your voice. What's your last point of view on this? And before me go to and talk to her, you know we have to close the song with the big.
Yes,
We have to
Seckles.
close the show with the big song. So Seckles.
No, you should ask her when the next song's gonna come.
So Seckles, your time. Go there, mama. Go on. To hear your last view.
I love this conversation. You know, as I said, the song coming out this Friday. On every digital platform this Friday, September the 22nd. As Miss Dallo said, this song is done so you know we could put awareness to Paternity Fraud itself, and I just want women to say, you know, have accountability and men be cautious moving forward. That's how this song come about, and that's how we want to spread it to you guys. Just remember, this Friday, the song will be released everywhere. And I also will be having a live this Friday discussing the topic again. So if you guys want to join me on Instagram at Seckles Music, you guys can join me. And be blessed up as well. Big up yourself, DJ 50, for having me. Big up our house music. Big up our people production. Lyrical, my team. I don't know, 50 are part of the team to bless up yourself. Anybody that want to join the live Friday, just with me.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely Seckles.
So people, I'd like you to give her a round of applause. I would love for us to give her a round of applause for this wonderful song, and you know, keep up the good work. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So, my beautiful people, that was my people on the chat. It was wonderful. It was intriguing. And I hope that, next week, people, if I can sort it out, Miss Dallo's immigration will be in the house. Because guess what? We have a topic that a whole heap of people need some information and some good understanding about. We'll be talking about
green card.
We'll be talking about immigration. We'll be talking about real estate in the States. The legal boundaries.
Escape ICE.
Well, you know. We have stuff going on at the borders and stuff, but yeah.
So she's not going to give out, not going to leave out. Going to need to be here next week to see what go on. Do remember, people, tomorrow it's all about vibe sectors. Tomorrow, you know, it's all about the musical energy. You know, so straight music, straight vibes. So everybody, you know, it goes. So people, as me say, I want to say big respect and I want to say thank you. Oh, Renegade, big up yourself. Big up yourself for the job that you have been doing with Seckles. It is marvelous.
Yeah.
And I want to say thank you again to all my people, them. Big up on yourselves. So as we close off, let us close off with this big one called Paternity Fraud. My peeps on the chat, it was lovely having you. See you all again, little more name tomorrow.
When it comes to 1-year-old Moses Rodney, John
our house
are
music.
not the
I gotta talk up the things tomorrow.
Little more, my people. My link no more. All right, later, people.
Go over, man, yeah. Paternity fraud. Paternity fraud. Did you to the wrong God? Me no know she no shame like that. Paternity, the father not no certainty. Gotta go beat them for eternity. Girl get pregnant, she say it's for Bobby. Bobby deny it and said no to the
I'm gonna say this one is called Paternity Fraud. Big up to everybody who was on the live.
I gotta talk up
the topic was at what we said name Paternity Fraud. Talk to them, Seckles.
But them a send Jackie go over, man, yeah.
We'll be releasing on every platform this Friday.
Paternity fraud.
Talk to them, Seckles. Ready, God music.
The wrong God, me no know she no shame like that. Paternity, the father not no certainty. Gotta go beat them for eternity. Girl get pregnant, she say it's for Bobby. Bobby deny it and said no to the cabby. Cabby say no fame, she fake one go lick the squaddy. DNA test say you are not the daddy. My daughter is a gift to me, but some girl look on them kids like baggage. You never go back with your baby father, you think solid. And you never raffle no belly. I want father, not many. question.
I will definitely send you the link to Seko's information. Sekos, remember to send the info to me.
Oh, belly.
So I can send them the link, alright?
The girl black.
Do remember to follow Sekos.
Make a Chinese.
Sekos Music, Instagram. TikTok.
Paternity.
And do remember to follow me on Twitch.
Paternity Fraud.
Subscribe if you can, only $4.99.
The wrong that me no know she no shame like that.
Tomorrow it's all about VIBEZ Thursday.
The fat.
From 9 till you say what?
Gotta go beat them for eternity.
No, me have to go play it again.
Them I give them too father.
Me have VIP, me alone get this. Leave me alone.
Natural order, violate that you have to talk to the master.
Me have to pull it up before me close off again.
This is Rodney.
Do remember next week we'll be speaking with Dallas Immigration. You don't want to know what going on? You don't need to know what's going on in the States. You don't need proper information.
Fraud.
Link up.
Paternity fraud.
Thanks to all my viewers and my listeners.
The wrong that me no know.
I was so intrigued and I'm so elated.
Eternity.
For everybody who locked in, I love y'all. See that?
I go beat them for eternity. Girl get pregnant, she say it's for Bobby. Bobby deny it and send her to the cabby. Cabby send a film, she fit wangle with the squaddy.
Yes. Me not gonna all right. Do remember, people, tomorrow it's all about VIBEZ Thursday here on Twitch and on graffitiemsi live radio. Natty, you just a reach. Natty just a reach to rotted. Hey, Natty, here when I do, just subscribe. Subscribe only $4.99. I'm need it for watch the interview. Peeps, I will be posting it on. Me I go post it on YouTube. So I want to go run up the YouTube link. Me I go send under the YouTube link. In the chat them. I go send it on the WhatsApp and thing. Cause we need to run up them things. You see all of them important topic here. We are going to get it out there. We are going to make people understand there's a platform to speak on to get these things. Because guess what? We are in a dark place. We are in a dark world. And we need to open up. Cool? So here we go on my people. Remember tomorrow VIBEZ Thursday. You know what's a second song I'm going to play again. Paternity Fraud. I want to say big respect to everybody that's a check in. Not him, sorry. I'm sorry say it does a reach. But you know it go. Tomorrow again. You understand me? But all who want to see the rebroadcast, just subscribe. Just subscribe. It help build me so I can build on it too. Cause the more little thing me get, me can help go back something to. You understand me? I say? Promoters, business personals, if you want your business and all to be promoted over here, hit me up in the chat. You know, we have a small little thing. You understand me? The budget not big. Me not charge nobody no big money if you get it out there. Because it's one hand wash the other. And I want to say thank you again. Renegade Music, big up yourself. Team Sekos, you're doing the goddamn work. And I love y'all for it. And I want to say big up to my support team. Big up to my discussion panel. Next week, as I say, people, we are talking about immigration. We're talking about immigration. We'll be talking about real estate in the States. For you to get an understanding. So now go get free information. But I go cost a lot somewhere else. So you need to be here. So you know this is my time. This is my moment. And I'm leaving y'all. So little more my lovely people. As I say, if you don't want the rebroadcast, I will be posting it on YouTube Friday. A Friday before I post this. I'm not going to a quick jump out. Friday before I post the show. But if you want to watch the rebroadcast tonight, just please. Only $4.99. Just subscribe. If you can, my peeps and my listeners, just follow me on Twitch. Subscribe. Only $4.99. And as I say, you know, we keep you informed. We keep the vibe. We keep the energy. Alright? So people, you know, that is my time. Love, you know. I can't tell you how much I appreciate, you know. You are doing it. And you know, it's at daddy time right now. I forgot to call the little one. I hug up with her. Yeah? Go and reason with her. So, people, tomorrow I'll see you on VIBEZ Thursday. You know, this is DJ 50. This is my time. And you know, I'm out. Little more. Love, you know. Peace.